Okay, let's go ahead and try to do just some basic abs right now. Nothing fancy, just a couple of movements just to see how it works for you. All right? Okay, first things first, of course, make sure that you've got a nice place on the floor. Now, when you're doing abdominal exercises, you want to make sure that you're not going to be doing anything that's going to stress your lower back. You want to try to be as kind and gentle to your lower back and your core area as possible. It's easy to do something and overdo it and hurt yourself. We're not going to do that today. All right, so first things first, since we're here on the floor, we're just going to do a basic crunch. Now, when you're doing a basic crunch, what you want to think about is that your lower back is completely flat on the floor. You don't want to have it arched up. Just think about having your spine laying as flat to the floor as possible. Having some bend to your knees, feet flat on the floor. And while you're doing all of these core exercises, you want to make sure that you're keeping your core fired the entire time. Keep it tight. Really, the only time that your core should ever be slack is when you're actually sleeping. Otherwise, keeping a good firm core always keeps it well in condition. So, for a basic crunch, what you want to think about, again, lower back is flat on the floor, knees are bent. If you can, think about keeping your head up. If you're not able to, it's okay to have your head on the floor. But ultimately, you want to try to have your head up just a little bit. Think of a pivot point right here in your armpit. Now there's numbers of ways you can do this. You can put your hands on the side of your head, behind your head, crossing on your chest. You may even find that if you have some neck issues or if this is too taxing on you, take your fist and tuck it right beneath your chin onto your chest and then put your other hand just like this. You will find this will be a little bit easier. But for right now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cross my hands and my arms just like this. Again, think of that pivot point right there in your armpit. Now, just bringing yourself up just like this, you'll feel this working your core right now, just as we are right now. But what we're going to do, we're just going to do a gentle crunch up and then right back down. Almost at the point you're going to feel your head touch the floor. And then right back up. Think about like a piece of paper that you've rolled up and you try flattening it out. What's it going to do? It's going to curl back up on itself. So you're curling up and then down. Up and then down, just like this. And what this is working is the upper abdominal region right here. So let's go ahead and we'll do 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And again, if you're finding this is too much stress for your neck, put your fist right there. Hold on to that. 8, 9, 10. Nice and easy. That's for the upper abdominal region. Now, for the lower abs, what we're going to do again, you're going to want to make sure, again, try to keep your lower back flat on the floor. Now, there's numbers of ways you can do this as well. I usually do these straight-legged. You can put your hands out to the side. You can put them beneath you. You may find that you may even get more comfort by putting your hands in a diamond and putting them beneath your tailbone area. It's strictly your choice on what you want to do. Also, the way your legs are. You can go straight. You can go bent-kneed. Now, bent-kneed will relieve a lot of the pressure off the lower spine. So we'll go ahead and we'll do it this way. And this is going to be for the lower abs. You're just going to bring this down almost to the point your feet are going to touch the floor and then back up. Come down nice and easy and back up. And again, and I should have mentioned this when we were doing the upper abs, when you exert force you want to think about breathing out. When you come back down is when you want to inhale in. Just like this. So let's go ahead and try 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, you may find this may be a little too much keeping your head up. You can put your head back if you want. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's for the lower abs. This area right here. So we've done upper, we've done lower. Now, there's a couple of different ways that we can also do for the obliques on the sides. I think penguins will be a pretty good one to do on that one. So, hopefully you'll be able to see okay here on this. Now, what you can do is you can have your knees bent, and then you're going to go ahead and you're going to lift your head up a little bit, almost into that upper crunch position. Put your hands out like this, almost like you're trying to touch your hands to your feet. Or, if you were looking at someone when they're doing this, kind of walking around like a penguin. But what we're going to do is just this in a basic position. Bring yourself up in that crunch position, knees bent, and you're just going to reach and reach. We'll go ahead and we'll do 10, 5 for each side. Give yourself a little rest if you want. Now, one more exercise, and this is if you're capable of doing this, but this is a basic plank, and there's a number of ways of doing a plank. You may find that this may be too much for you. That's quite all right. You got upper, you got lower, you got your obliques we've already done. A plank, in my opinion, is probably one of the best things you can do for your core, for your lower back, for your abdominal region. It helps strengthen your chest, your shoulders, your spine, everything. And again, there are a number of ways of doing a plank. You can do it from many, many different positions. Ultimately, what you want to do a plank is going to be from this position right here. On your toes, feet about a little bit less than shoulder width apart. You will find that the wider you have your feet, the more stable you will feel. The more closer in you get your feet, the harder it will be. Now, this is one way of doing a plank. You may find that's going to be a little too much. You can also do this from your knees. You can also do this in like a modified push-up position, or you can do it from this position just like this. First and foremost though, whenever you do a plank, you want to make sure that your core is fired and that you've got a nice neutral spine. You don't want to be bent with your hips pushing down. You don't want to have your butt up in the air. I'll show you. So, you don't want to be doing it like this. You don't want to be doing it like this. You want to try to be as straight body posture as possible. And you're just going to hold that position. Think about keeping your core nice and tight the entire time that you're doing this. The position of your arms and your shoulders, you don't want to be dug into yourself like this. You don't want to be pushed so far out. You want to find that sweet spot right in there. And then you're going to hold that plank. Some may do 5 seconds. Some can do 20. Heck, there's even a core challenge or a plank challenge right now where some people are doing it for like 8 hours. Maybe during the coronavirus scare we might actually do that, but I don't think that's going to happen right now. But that's how you do a basic plank. So we're going to go ahead, we'll do a basic plank right now. We'll just hold it for 10 seconds. Get your arms in a good position and bring yourself up and hold. And think about breathing the entire time. You don't want to hold your breath. Keeping your head and neck in a neutral position as well. You don't want to be looking up. You don't want to be ducking your head back down. And then down nice and easy. Okay, so in a nutshell, that's a basic abs program. The nice thing is you can do that whenever you want. I would suggest try doing that in the morning when you wake up. May even try doing that at night. Just 10 seconds of each. You'd be really surprised with how far you can get with that.
All right, you guys, make sure you like this video, subscribe down below, click that bell icon to get notified for all our other videos. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.